So hey, this is Dr. Story. I've been a chiropractor for over 23 years. I'm going to give you realistic advice based on my experience. I just had a case today. It's lunchtime. I'm just going over some x-rays. And this was a fascinating case because this patient was messed up. They could hardly move their spine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something that's fascinating on the x-ray that most people don't think about. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because to show you that x-rays don't always tell you the entire picture. MRIs don't tell you the entire picture all the time either, because most back pain is caused from three different things. Number one, motion restriction of the joints. So some type of motion destruction or motion disability of the joints to actually slide in their normal way. That actually locks the joints up and causes other joints to try to move excessively. And then you get this compensation reaction and the body spasms and gets pinched nerves and just all heck breaks loose. But the other thing is there muscle imbalances. So if a person has tight hip flexors and gluteal amnesia, that type of thing, and also just weak core strength. So, and when I say core, by the way, what I mean is not your rectus abdominis, not your six-pack. What I mean by core strength is the strength of your hamstrings, your gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, the multifidus, the erector spinae, and your latissimus dorsi. So that's my list of core strengthening exercises that need to be done. So that's another video. Go to the playlist, look for those videos. But I'm going to show you something fascinating about this x-ray because you don't see this very often. So I'm going to turn out the lights. I'm going to show you. Okay, so what we have here is the x-ray of this patient. This patient literally walked in, could hardly move their back at all. But look at this. Each spinal disc looks perfect. Every bone looks perfect. And there's no fractures or anything. That's what I just wanted to make sure of. But what's fascinating is when a patient has a pinched nerve in their back and it's excruciating, it causes muscular spasm in their back muscles. But those nerves also go to their colon and their small intestine, and they start to get spasms in there and they get gas and everything. Look at the amount of gas in this x-ray. It's a lot. So this tells me that this person's not only having back distress, but they're also having abdominal distress. And my guess is when we get this patient back in later today or tomorrow, and we start getting their spine to move well, I'll be eliminating all of this, and they're gonna feel much better. But it just goes to show you that an x-ray is not the best way to view for misalignment. The best way to view for misalignment is actually through motion analysis or motion palpation. Because you could see this person has a lordosis, all the bones look good, all the discs look good. You would look at this x-ray and say there's nothing wrong with the person unless you were astute and thought, well, why is that there? If you never saw the patient and just looked at x-rays, you'd think this is normal, but this patient walked in, they were not normal. So there you go.